When was breaking the law the right thing to do? I finally came home after a year in prison to my 4-year-old daughter, and the moment she ran into my arms at the doorway, both of us sobbing, should have been pure joy. Every day I had to wear an ankle monitor. Madison didn't understand why I couldn't walk her to preschool. "Just one time, Daddy, please," she'd beg, pointing at the park across the street. I wanted to bring her so bad, but cried looking out our window at my wife taking her alone. I was innocent, but every time I stepped out onto my lawn, I felt them staring. Some dropped off flowers to welcome me home, but others wanted me gone. My daughter got bullied at school, but I told her to just ignore it. I still remember the day it happened. I woke up one weekend ready to spend the day with her, but saw her crying because I couldn't take her outside for another week. However, just as I knelt down to hug her, I heard the loudest bang I've ever heard. The whole house shook. I shot up and ran to the door, my hand on the handle, ready to sprint outside when I felt a weight on my ankle. The monitor. I couldn't leave. Through my window, I watched a sedan flip twice before landing upside down directly in front of my house. Wheels still spinning, smoke already seeping from the crumpled hood. My body moved on instinct. I was halfway out the door when the pre-alarm shrieked, that warning beep that meant I had 30 seconds to get back inside or violate my house arrest. I stumbled backward into my house, slamming the door. The street was empty. Where was everyone? Why wasn't anyone helping? The smoke was getting thicker, and I knew exactly what that meant. I'd seen enough accidents to know that wasn't just steam. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911, my hands shaking as I watched the smoke change color. "There's been a crash right in front of my house," I said frantically. "The car's upside down, it's smoking bad. It's gonna catch fire." That's when I heard it, a voice, high-pitched and terrified, barely audible through the shattered glass. "Help me! Please, someone help me!" A girl. There was a girl in there. "There's someone trapped inside," I yelled into the phone. "She's screaming for help." "Sir, can you assist her?" the dispatcher asked. I can't. I'm on house arrest. I have an ankle monitor. If I leave my property, I go back to prison." "Sir, if there's someone trapped—" "I can't!" I shouted, pressing my forehead against the window. "Send someone now." "Nearest unit is 8 minutes out, sir." 8 minutes. The smoke was already turning from white to gray. I watched in horror as a thin arm emerged from the passenger window, waving frantically. Then I saw her face. A teenage girl, probably 16, her eyes wide with terror. She was looking right at me through my window. "Please!" she screamed, and I could hear her clear as day. "Please help me! I can't get out. My leg is stuck." I was the only one who could help her. The street was still empty. No neighbors. "Sir, you need to help her." The dispatcher's voice turned urgent. "I'll go back to jail," I said, but even I could hear how pathetic it sounded. I looked over at Madison, who was hiding behind the couch, scared by all the noise. What if it was her? What if my little girl was trapped in a burning car, and someone was just watching from their window, too worried about their own problems to save her? I ran. The ankle monitor started screaming the second I crossed my lawn. I didn't care anymore. I reached the car in seconds, dropping to my knees beside the passenger window. The girl's face was streaked with tears. The car was fully on fire, flames spreading across the undercarriage. I could hear the engine hissing, the fuel tank making sounds I knew meant we had seconds, not minutes. I yanked on the twisted metal with everything I had, feeling it cut into my palms. The metal finally bent. Her leg came free. I pulled her through the window, her weight nothing in my adrenaline rush. I threw her over my shoulder and ran, the flames now engulfing the car. I got back onto my lawn, and then it happened. The force knocked us both down, then everything went black. I woke up handcuffed to a hospital bed, my back wrapped in bandages. My wife and daughter waited there, along with a woman I didn't recognize. They were going to take me back to jail for leaving my property on house arrest, and when I appeared before the judge, the same woman came into the courtroom. She told the judge about what I did, how her daughter survived that car crash because of my bravery, how she knew I had a little girl at home myself, and leaving my property to run to that car was the best decision I could have made. I was supposed to go back to jail that day, but that day, I finally got to take my daughter to the park.